Need some kind of music or something.
It might be a little late for a live too.
Could be. Plus it's a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there, welcome to the build. I think I missed a step. Nope, I did not miss a step. This is a large Lego Lamborghini Countach. Just picked it up about an hour ago, and we're gonna put it together. I don't think we'll finish the entire build. These builds usually take several hours, so I don't think we'll finish the entire build in one sitting. But hope you enjoy it, even just for a moment. I appreciate you stopping by, and just enjoy. If you want, you can leave comments or questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. I think right here what we're building are the rear axles and the rear wheel. That's what it looks like to me. There. A lot of these parts look alike. I try and sort them by color. When there's lots of them, I don't really sort them by shape. That just takes too much time. With the smaller sets, it's kind of easy to separate the parts out by color and by size, but that's just too much work when it's a big set with lots of parts. Let's see. This is the second live stream that I've done. Still learning about the whole YouTube atmosphere and community and how this stuff works. So I don't blame you if you find some of it not like what you're used to, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But practice makes perfection, and I should get the hang of it. Let's see here. This one goes right there. I'm not seeing if there's any questions or comments, so let me see if I have this set up correctly. I can't tell if there's any. Oh, there's the chat button. There we go. Let's see. How long do I think it'll take to build? I think it'll take about 5 hours. What is a YouTube goal? Figure out what to do, to know what I'm doing. That would be one of the goals. Just learn how to make this entertaining and share the fun. I guess. That would be interesting to do. Some people just enjoy watching other people work. People watching, and I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I totally skipped ahead on a step. Yeah, I did. That's alright. Should be 2 of these. I think the most challenging thing is talking to yourself. That's probably the most difficult thing about doing a live stream, is keeping it interesting, keeping talking. I know there's some people that have no problem doing that. They're never short of anything to say. Yep. Step too far ahead. Okay. What does this want? Let's see here. That just changed, so I'm not able to see if there's any chat. There's the chat. Now I can see the chat. All right. This is probably better as a time lapse, but hey, you never know. My goal is to make it entertaining. That's my goal. So it's definitely a challenge trying to follow these instructions and watch the screen at the same time to see if there's anybody on the chat. And it looks like we have 4 visitors, and I think that's a good start. Okay, so I skipped a step again. Where's that one go? Right there, it looks like. Oh, the instruction book is on a tablet. The actual book is twice the size of the tablet. It takes up a lot more room. So this is bag 1 that we're on. I think there's 11 bags, if I remember correctly. The Lamborghini Countach is known for memorable appearances in classic TV series and major blockbuster movies throughout the 1980s. Yeah, that's true. I think this is the back end of the car. We'll see. No, they're not the same. So, yeah, they are. They're both the same. Oh, do I have this backwards? Nope, but I forgot something. Wait a second. This part's backwards. That's the problem. This part here is back. I keep forgetting about the camera. Getting focused on the build and forgetting about the camera. You could get one of those little microphone and do, I don't know what is ASMR. I bet the sorting and clicking is cool. Maybe. Oh, where was I a second ago? Oh yeah, I was putting all this in the wrong place. So this goes here. That's an interesting suggestion, Caddis. Satisfying video is ASMR. Oh, okay. I did not know that. And then these go here. And then these go here. I'm going to have to get a better setup if I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to need a camera that looks down from above instead of one that looks in from the side. But this will do for now. One, two, three. Okay. Zoom out. It's the other good thing about using the digital instruction booklet is you can zoom in on areas that are difficult to see, which you can't do that with the book. I've tried. Pinch the fingers on the paper and nothing happens, except for you wrinkle the paper. Okay, so we're almost done with bag one. It looks like I've picked up my missteps. Trying to keep up with the chat and trying to keep this interesting. But that takes some work. Before I got started, I put the bags in numerical order so that all I'd have to do is just grab the next bag. And I think I'm missing a step again. Nope. There it is. There we go again. Okay. Well, so now it's these two pieces. Sometimes I know exactly what they're building, and other times it takes me a while before I figure out what the point of the steps are. But I really believe that this is the rear axle. I'm quite certain of it. And then I think the rear bumper is going to click into these. I think it's going to get built separate. So being that that is what it is, doesn't look like there's going to be any gearbox to assemble. I'm sure they're going to make a motor or something that looks like a motor for aesthetics, but I don't think it's going to be a very complicated build. How are we doing in the chat? Looks like some people are having some fun in there. That's good. That's what I want. Got these little telephone pieces. This bag's wrapping up pretty quickly. Let's see, I wonder how long we've been on. I don't know. I didn't mark the time when we got started, so I don't know. Okay, I did something wrong. Yep. See that? These 4 plates are supposed to be one up like this. It's supposed to be like that. It's one of those things where you can't put it where it almost needs to go. You got to put it exactly where it needs to go, or else the problem just goes right down the line, and you'll find out real quick. It's just a 3D puzzle. That's all it is. It's a 3D puzzle. 3D puzzle that makes your fingers sore after a few hours. Missing a piece. Sometimes you get little hairs in there. I like the playlist you made of your videos, practical and helpful. Well, thank you. I'll enjoy your compliment. Thank you. Boop. Well, that doesn't look right. It's because it's not. Here we go again. Hey, look. Get to use a brick separator. There you go. And just in case I run out, I've got one more. Or in case this breaks or something, I've got one more. Maybe two. When do you plan your next live stream? I never plan them. They're spontaneous. You have so many brick separators. I have a couple. Alright, right now that's bag one. There's always a couple of leftover pieces, and what I do with those is I throw them in a bin. Save them for later. I'll go ahead and open bag two. What I usually do is grab one of these frayed ends, pinch it, and pull. Now, I think it was 2, maybe 3 years ago, Lego said that we would have paper bags. No longer are we going to have plastic bags. These ones. Well, the only paper that this set came with is the instruction manual and the windscreen. Everything else is a plastic bag. So we don't yet have paper bags. Sorry for the loud chair. I know bricks are more annoying probably. Actually, I don't know. I just tune it out. I think the weirdest thing of doing live stream is talking to yourself, because you don't know, if you don't look at the screen, you don't know whether or not you have people tuned in at the moment or not. You might look up and you'll see that you've got a few people on there, look down, look back up, and they're all gone. And then a moment later, somebody else is back, or a new person is back. It's interesting. So just keep talking, I guess. So like I said earlier, I sort by color with these larger ones. I don't sort by part size. It takes too much time. Some may wonder, do I have a system? Sometimes I do Roy G. Biv when there's lots of colors. When there's not many colors like this, I just go kind of dark to light. Always save your bags while you're building. Every once in a while, you'll empty out the bag and there will be a small part like this, or like this, and you're wondering, where is it? Well, sometimes they forget to include a part. I've had that happen only a couple times. But most of the time when I'm missing a part, it's because it's in the bag in the trash can. So now, I put them in a box. And then when I'm done, I throw the bags away. Sometimes you can get by with a missing part because it's more of a decoration. Other times, most of the time, it seems like when you're missing a part, it's functional and it literally stops you in your build. And you can't go further without it. So, keep your bags. And this should be good enough. Yet he's still sorting after he said good enough. I know. Alright. Usually, when you have something like this, it's a component. And being that there's no minifigs in this set, it's probably not a cape or some kind of clothing. It's probably a rubber band. Alright, I was wrong. It's 2 rubber bands. Alright, on to assembly with bag 2. It wants us to start with 2 of these and 2 of these. Here we go. Hey look, a printed piece. I like printed pieces. Recently just found, in December of last year, I found the Fun Hole, which is now Lumi Bricks. And I've got a few of their sets. They print everything. It's fantastic. And their parts are just as good as Lego. I'll say Lego because they're on the screen right now. And the thing is, Lumi Bricks, they don't make their bricks. They, from my understanding, and I might be wrong, if I'm wrong, you can correct me on it. My understanding is they outsource their bricks to Go Bricks. And recently, Go Bricks was just purchased, or they're about to purchase, be purchased by WeBrick. Or maybe I have that backwards. But anyways, WeBrick and Go Brick are going to be one company. And I have no idea what their company name is going to be. If they're going to change it at all. Here's an example. Here's an example of a Lumi Brick set. And the reason why they call it Lumi Bricks is because it lights up. Take yourself a battery, in this case rechargeable battery, plug it in. And there you go. This is just one of many different sets that they make. It opens up kind of dollhouse style. I have a quick video on this one if you look in my feed. Now, and it also does like Lego, does modular components. I was nervous about these at first when I was being advertised to get them. I had as a kid, did it unplug? I don't know what just happened. You know what? The battery died. That's what just happened. I had alt bricks or fake bricks as a kid, and they were terrible quality. But tried that Lumi brick, that Fun Hole, and the moment I opened the bag up and poured out the parts, I instantly knew how the sound they made, that they were good parts. And then the color, if they weren't labeled, excuse me, they're not. They don't label their bricks. Lego labels their bricks. They put the word Lego on them. If Lego didn't put their name on it, you wouldn't know the difference between a Fun Hole brick and a Lego brick. They're completely compatible, and they're great quality, and up and rising competitor. Another brick company, that's competing against Lego is Fantasy. They have some phenomenal sets. I have some of their stuff too. What kind of battery is that? Kedis says. Fuel rod brand. It's rechargeable, USB rechargeable. Yep. That battery died. That was interesting. That battery's good. So the Fantasy sets, if you want to see a Fantasy set, got a Fantasy set. Here's a Fantasy set right here. Again, looks just like Lego. I have to contact them. This one came with a mixed brick. And what I mean by that, see, this color is wrong. But I've had a couple of mistakes with their sets where a piece was missing. You just email them. They ask you to verify your purchase, and they send it out. It comes from China, so it takes a couple weeks. You get a tracking number, and eventually it shows up in the U.S. Postal Service mail. But here's an example of the inside of this log cabin. It's hard to find used Fantasy sets. I picked this one up for $18. You can get it right now off their website. I think it's $109. When it comes to the alt bricks, just keep an eye out for discounts. They run them pretty often, especially during sales events throughout the country, like your Prime Day. Christmas is a good time to get discounts. So if you got the patience, just wait until you get a discount. Sometimes you get personal discount codes. I've had a few of those come in. 15% off. we're on step, where did we leave off? I got distracted by talking about different sets. There we go, different companies. So the short of that story is I like the Panacea and the Lumi Brick sets, and another one that I just recently come upon is Insoon, Insoon. Their quality is just as good. Now this yellow stud here, I know it's an extra. That's typical. That's typical with Lego sets, so we're going to go ahead and put that in the extra bin. I know it's extra. It only calls for 6 here. I have 7. I have nowhere else to put them, so I'm 100% certain that's an extra piece. So we'll put that in the extra piece bin. We're now on page 34. Excuse me. We're on step 34, and they have a little note. It says the original Lamborghini Countach was designed by Carrozzeria Bertone. Now I guarantee you I mispronounced that name, and I believe, sir, I apologize for the mispronunciation. But thank you for the design, as it's a magnificent looking car. So we're gonna keep building. Let's see what else random thing I conjure up. Countach. Countach. Pronounced Countach. Spelled Countach, but pronounced Countach. And I have no idea what it means. They have a version of a Lamborghini called the Diablo, and I know what that is. What's my favorite Lego set? Oh, my favorite Lego set. Well, I don't have just one, but the airport monorail, and I never got that one. The last time I saw one for sale, it was $5,000 for the set. Well, that was brand new, in brand new box. It was $5,000, and well, that's not going to happen. But still, even used, it goes for a couple of $1,000s. Another one was the Lego Metroliner. Those are all 90s designs. Came close to getting that one. Came really, really close to getting that one, but I don't have that one either. And then they did a re-release in the early 2000s, and I didn't find out about it until it was discontinued. So yes, my favorite set is one that I don't own. That's probably why it's my favorite. You always long for the things you don't have, right? And then once you get them, you want something else. Let's see, the favorite ones that I have. I have 2 roller coasters. Well, I have more than 2 roller coasters, but I have 2 of the big roller coasters. And I have the roller coaster, the very first one that Lego, well, that's technically not the very first one. The very first one they came out with used modified train track, but the first one that really looked like a roller coaster, I have that one. It's called Roller Coaster. And then I have the Loop Coaster, and I would say I enjoy those because they have their functions, and they're a little bit challenging too because they derail quite often, which is aggravating. I was working on the Loop Coaster today, and the battery died on the battery box. So, oh, here we go, brick separator time again. Did you See that? Just pop it off. The battery died, so I put fresh batteries in it, and the thing was just zooming around so fast that it was crashing into the lift, and I got frustrated with trying to reset the timing, and I just turned it off, and I'll deal with it later. But if you're not familiar with the loop coaster, it doesn't use a traditional lift. It you're used to the giant hill that you go up on a typical roller coaster before you come down. This, it goes into a slot, and then it goes up, and it tips, and then the coaster goes around. If I didn't have this setup, I would take the camera over and show you what it looks like. Maybe I'll do that for a future video, but it'd be a challenge. No, not a challenge. It'd just be more work than what I want to do to move the camera right now. So we're not going to do that right now. All right, now we're going to go, the instructions say we're going to go to little pieces and make a couple of my favorite Lumi brick set. What is my favorite Lumi brick set? Again, a couple of them that they just released that I don't have yet. You know what? They're cyberpunk city sets, the izakaya. I used to know what izakaya means. It's a Japanese word, and I think it means like a bar, I think is what it means. Like where you go to have drinks, if I remember. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember what it means. But it has a lot of flashy neon colors, which are really fun to look at. Hold on one second. So I like their cyberpunk, and it's a future setting. It's a futuristic setting as well. So they just released another cyberpunk city. This one's the train station, and if you look at it, it has a portal where the train comes out of, like a wormhole, right at the front of the station, and it looks amazing. So that looks like a lot of fun. And everything in their sets are printed, which, that makes a huge difference if you're into Lego. Stickers are nice because they add decal and it adds to the imagination, but I don't know anybody that actually enjoys putting on stickers. I've gotten good at it. I figured out a technique that works for me. But they stick real easy, and if you misalign them, if you're really into it, if you get it misaligned, you're not happy about it. If you're a little kid, you kind of don't mind. You're just happy to have the stickers on there. The question, what bag am I on right now? I'm on bag number 2. And I probably would have made it through this if I wasn't talking so much. Oops. So I'm knocking pieces off because I'm trying to remember to keep this at an angle where you guys can see what I'm working on, and so when I push down, that happens. See, if you put it down, look at that, ta-da, no problems. But holding it, it's not meant to be held while you assemble. How many bags? I think there's 11. Let me see what the last bag number is. Yeah, the last bag is number 11. So it's about 30 minutes a bag. So that's 5 hours. And at this rate, it's probably going to be like 8. Some of the bags, you know, some of the parts get complicated, or excuse me, some of the build steps get complicated. Some of them aren't. So sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it doesn't. But it's a hobby. It's a hobby that I enjoy. I just see it as a 3D puzzle. Let's see here. I do like how the creativity has just exploded over the years, and I think that has a lot to do with the AFOL community and like Bricklink, and honestly social media and being able to show off what people have done. I mean, there's some amazing creators out there that have earned their reputations. Do I also like pizzas? Yes, I love pizzas. No, it says puzzles. I'm kidding. Puzzles are interesting, but an AFOL, AFOL, an adult fan of Lego, used to literally mean that. I don't think it really means adult anymore. I think it's become the connotation for any enthusiast, Lego enthusiast. I could be wrong on that. But they have chapters or communities, AFOL communities, AFOL chapters, where they actually do meetings and discuss Lego and bring in their creations. And I've not been to one yet, but I'm aware of them, and I know there are some in my community. People of, he has this little button in front and I can't read. People of any age can afford them. Is that a question or a statement? I don't understand. AFOL, AFOL, adult fan of Lego. That's what AFOL means. Where did I leave off? Okay. Okay, now we're doing the red plates. Okay. We're doing these red plates now. See how we doing. We got some people sticking around. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm going to take it that means you're enjoying it, or it's good background noise. Either way, I'm pleased that you are entertained. Do I mostly build cars? No, I would say I mostly build buildings. I enjoy these larger car sets. That is definitely true. So the big cars, like this size, I enjoy building the big ones. I've collected some of the smaller ones, like the Speed Champion ones. I have quite a few of those. I enjoy the Speed Champion lines too. I like those because those can be done rather quickly, but they also take some time. Okay, and 2 more 3 pieces. One thing that what I do, you might notice that before I put it on there, I'm like looking at it. So I don't know if that shows up or not, but you can, there's a mark on there where the mold, when they mold them, they don't mold them individually. They're connected to a center, I can't remember what it's called, spline I think is what it's called, and then the machine has to snap them off, and that's the imperfection from snapping off the center spline. And what I like to do is, when I notice them, turn them around so that the imperfection is inward, not outward. This one. That'll slow down the process too. If you're constantly, like now I'm looking for it. Do I build friends? The Friends theme? Yes, I have some Friends themes. I have a botanical garden, the first one, where it was a partial building, and I bought 2 of them to make a completed building, which came out quite pleasant, I must say. That was the cat. Let's see, what do we've got? We have these black pieces here. One going on the side. Let's go all the way here. I know it's going to go here. What is your favorite Lego type? Dreams, Friends, Technic? Okay, so that depends on what the model is. What is the build? So there are some Technics that I just absolutely love. And arguably, it uses a lot of Technic. Technic pieces are these pieces here, with the holes and stuff. This is a hybrid of a Technic. It's not a pure Technic. But I do have some pure Technic ones that I really enjoy, and some of them are so Technic that they're like the frame, they're just the frame of an airplane or a car or a forklift. And though I enjoy seeing the model, I don't enjoy it enough that I actually purchase it. The Dreams, I think the Dreams are really fascinating. I think they're very, very much full of creativity. And the Friends set, I was really excited to see the Friends set. I think they hit that one. That's a home run for them. I think their designs for the Friends theme are what a lot of Lego enthusiasts have been longing for in designs. And I would say most enthusiasts are not put off that it is marketed towards girls. I don't think that matters to them much at all. The ingenuity, the creativity of the sets and the colors, they're vibrant with colors. And a lot of people collect sets just for the parts, so that they can do MOCs, MOCs, my own creations. And that leads to more creativity, more people publishing their works, which creates more ingenuity and interest in the product and the creativity. So Dreams is a good one, and Lego Friends. The only thing, if I have to pick something that I don't like about the Lego Friends set, are the minifigs. Not my favorite design, but it's not marketed towards me, so I don't really have a criticism of it. It's just not my favorite. And the same goes with Fantasy and Lumi bricks. I'm not a fan of their minifigs, but I say that with respect. The minifig that we're all used to seeing is it's not a copyright, it is a trademark. It is a trademark of Lego. So it's legally protected. You can't copy it. You can't make anything that looks similar to it. And recently, Fantasy just had to change their minifigures. They had minifigures that were similar to Lego minifigures, but not exactly. And actually, they had more dexterity. And I wish I had some of those, but I don't. But I don't know if they got into legal trouble or not. But for legal reasons, they had to redesign their own minifigures. Now, would I still feel that way if I had never seen a Lego minifig? I'm betting that if Fantasy or Lumi Bricks or Friends were the only minifigs that I had ever seen, and all of a sudden they came out with what we know as a minifig, I think I would not like the new minifig or the conventional minifig. I think my bias, I think is the best way to describe it. My bias towards the Lego minifig is just because I'm conditioned to it and it's familiar, and it was the only minifig that existed for decades. I think it came out, it's not their first copy. They had a slightly similar minifig, but they had no arms, no legs. They were just bricks, but they had the minifig shape. I think those came out in the late 70s, and then in 1978 or 79, I think, is when they came out with the minifig that we know of now. So that's almost 45 years of one type of minifig. So by the time you count Fantasy in them, almost 40 years of one singular minifig, and then all of a sudden somebody comes up with something different. It's hard to lose that bias. Okay, so these, from my experience, these are the seats. So the front, when we get to the seats, which are later in the bags, probably around bag number 5, I'm guessing, I really don't know. The seats are going to go here, and then the backrests are going to click in like this. That's what I believe this spot is. We'll see. We will see. Right now, they're having me build the center console. That's what we're going to do now. We've got this brick, and this with the yellow there. Let's see how quick we can put this together. Got these two, this one here, this here. Put that right here. What is my favorite Lego fact? Anything like history, hidden? I find it interesting. Okay, so Lego started out as wooden toys, and I should remember the founder's name, but Christopher, I don't remember what his name is. Anyway, he had his wood factory, and it mysteriously caught on fire one time. Ole Kirk Christensen. That's why I thought Christoph, because it's Christensen as his last name. Anyway, I find it interesting that he had a fire in his factory. That part isn't too interesting in itself, but he then bought a mold injection and started making them plastic Legos. But then some years later, he had another fire, and just coincidentally, it burned down his factory again. But this time, he bought more equipment when he rebuilt. So I find the second factory fire to be very interesting, to say the least. Outside of that, I think what's most interesting about Lego is most of their parts can't be patented. They were patented for a while, but now they can't be. And the explanation that I heard is just like you can't patent a screw or a nail. It's considered a part. But they do have some, which is interesting because they do have some parts that they make that Lumi Bricks and Fantasy have to intentionally make a deviation of, because if it's too similar, they get in trouble. So it's something legal that I don't understand. A mystery hand snuck in. It was probably a delay in the software. This must be the gear knob, or the gear shifter. I think they want it to stick up a little bit. Yep. I think we're about to embark on one of the chairs. Let's see. I usually like to build those together. We are. Nope, door hinges. Now, these are going to be door hinges. Even though they give me steps for left and then right, I like to build them concurrently. If I can find the pieces. So what I do is I just mirror them as I build them. Let's see. Oops. What is my favorite part of Lego? The excitement of getting one, the excitement of building. I enjoy the time and the focus, and I enjoy when it's completed, and I enjoy seeing them. See here. These go like this, right? Yeah. All right, these go like this. And then as these here. One goes there. So usually when I'm building, I'm either listening to music or listening to a movie. I have favorite movies that I listen to. That one of my favorite to listen to is Interstellar. I like to just listen to that. The dialogue and the music just becomes background noise for me. I don't really tune into it, but I do. I'm aware of it, but I don't tune into it. Nope, I put those wrong. It goes like this. It's definitely challenging to talk, look at the chat, look at the parts, and see where I left off. That is a challenge. Let's see, this goes here. So what this hinge mechanism will do is the gull wing door opens up like this. It doesn't open like that like a normal car. It goes up. And so that's what this is going to do. It's going to, I think this piece is going to be the piece that moves up and down. Door open, door close. That's what I'm expecting. How long have you done YouTube? I've been watching YouTube for a long time. Doing YouTube videos. I have, I think, videos that are 15 years old. But just in the past couple of weeks, I've been pretty active on there. So realistically, just in the past couple of weeks, it's not something that I frequented very often in the past, but it's getting my interest. Let's see here. Why does that look that way? Okay. So we're almost done with bag 2. And it looks like we still have 5 people. That's pretty interesting. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I don't know if you're the same 5 people, but if you are, thank you. Thank you very much. If you're not, well, also thank you for dropping in and checking it out. Okay. So this one goes here. Oh, goes over a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I can see how this is progressing. Let's see here. That's gotta go like that when the door is closed. So when the door is closed, it's going to be like this. And then when the door opens, it'll go like that. That's what I'm expecting. And this will be the inside of the door. I think they're trying to mimic red leather is what I believe that they're getting at here. So I think that's what's taking shape. This is for the door. Do you think you'll stay consistent? Truth be told, I don't think so. But I'm not against it. It takes a lot of work to do, to be honest with you. I know most of that's because I'm learning. If you go back to my earlier videos that are like 16 years old, you'll see some stop motions, and they're only a couple minutes long, and those took days to make. And I enjoyed doing it, but it took so much time. You would take thousands of pictures, use hundreds of them, and as you're going through it, you would see your mistakes, and you're like, oh, I gotta reshoot this again. And I appreciated the learning and everything. It's just if, as a hobby, it takes a lot of work. But I don't know. Maybe Lego's been a hobby, and that takes a lot of work, and I keep with it. So maybe I will. I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't know. So now they want me to build the second one. This goes here like this. This goes like that. Yep. Now we're on to the rubber bands. Okay. So they're spring loading the doors with these rubber bands. I don't know if you got to see that. I'll try and do this so you can see it. Let me look at my monitor. All right. So I think what's going to happen is when the doors open, this I believe would be the open position of the door. This will be the open position of the door, and I think what's going to happen is when I close the door, it'll stay shut somehow, because I think this is the closed position. I think somehow it's going to stay shut. I don't know. I can't imagine that this is the closed position and then this is the open. I think it's going to click into place somehow, or maybe just the weight of the door keeps it closed. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. So I love the engineering side, and that goes back to the question, what do I like about Lego? I love the engineering side of it too. Will my content stay Lego? Probably that and flying. I have some other ideas, but I'm not ready to embark on those yet. I think I would like to get the subscriber base up, and the idea is a niche industry, so most people would not be interested in it. There's thousands of people that would be interested in it, but the general public would not like with Lego. It's an engineering thing. Okay. Where do these two pieces go? This is going to go here. I think I made a mistake. No? No, I did not. Those are not the same pieces. I thought they were the same pieces. Those are also extra. That's usual that we have extras of these. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this evening. Thanks for stopping by, and take care.